We got a 9:30 game.
Shit, not if it's 2 games left. Fuck, them ain't playing that shit.
Yeah, that's true. I called Bob while you were watching TV. You said 9:30. He said 9:30. Swerve versus real runners.
There's something special going on. Something special in the air. Uh-oh, the boy's going off. All right. All right, man. AntHits, the franchise guru. Mrs. Goodell in the building. Last time we did a episode, and I did it with the wife. She was a part of the Real Talk. We had 145 views the moment I stopped the broadcast.
Wow.
So that tells me that show was a hit. Now I bring that up to tell y'all this. None of y'all got a wife like mine. Kiss my ass. Really that simple.
I don't even got a girlfriend.
Yeah, you ain't had no ass in 2 years.
June 2019.
When you know the date of the last time you had some ass, that's crazy. Say it again, June what?
2019.
No wonder you motherfucking run the ball so much.
Yep.
You back the fuck up. This nigga bocked up.
Yeah.
Bocked up, coach. Bocked up. Backed up all the way. All right, so here we go. Chase leads Dolphins to 24-3 win over the Jets. They could keep Chase out the end zone. His multiple touchdowns sparked the Dolphins to a win. Right now, the Dolphins is really on fire. Last year, I told y'all the Chiefs, the Saints were my hot teams of all 2023 season or 24 season. I think we're in 25 right now. The date of our league is 2000 and catch me up. 2024. We're in 2024. All right. Excuse my kids, both my boys, my little teenagers in the room. I guess they having a good time together right now, which is always cool. Shout out to young Najee, man, winning his second basketball championship in 2 seasons, and they rewind that shit and go right back at it again. So shout out to my son winning another basketball championship. I gotta go back and watch the game to see his numbers, what he did in the game. Now, with that being said, I'm also excited. They both gave me, both my kids, man, Julian and Najee, gave me a slightly commitment of football this year, man. That's what's up. All right, so we're in 2024, as you can see. I'm always starting with the news. When we do our real talks, we start off with the news, news clips. And the sad part about starting off with the news clips are that EA can't get it right. So the pictures don't match up to the games. Bat Nano has Popeye arms. Oh yeah, yeah, Nano. Your arms. How do you handle that stress of not being able to release yourself physically with another female in your presence? Do you go work out to the gym? Do you play Madden a little bit more? No wonder your stick work good.
Yeah, I be on the game majority of the time if I ain't working or working out.
That's like being locked up, my nigga.
Shit. 2 years ago, yeah, fo. 2 years, man.
So the mighty football team and the mighty Cowboys matched up in their division game rival. Travis Etienne big runs carried Cowboys to the win over the football team. Break out your alternate jerseys, boy fans. That was what the Cowboys brought out some other shit, so we don't care about that. But Travis Etienne with the 67-yard run, he ripped off a 67-yarder. Dude has 138 yards thus far. Earl West, I'm pretty happy with how we played on the road. Sometimes you can let the distractions get to you, but we fought through those today. 31-7 ball game, ground and pound. The 49ers focused on a run this week against the Bills. That's nothing new, and Dobbins made the strategy pay off. We know the 49ers are going to run the ball. If you are playing the 49ers, you have to be able to stop the run. Earl West won the showdown with Armand Braxton. So the my players was going at it today. Earl West, the safety, my player for D West and the Cowboys, won the battle against greatness. Armand Braxton, the my player, wide receiver for the football team. J.K. Dobbins looks like he is on a mission today. Okay, so turnovers proved big. The Bills turned the ball over too many times, and the 49ers made them pay, coming away with the win in San Francisco. Then you get stuff like there he goes again, J.K. Dobbins, another chunk of yards for J.K. 49ers beat the Bills 38-3. Coach Mike disappointed. We really should have won this game on the road. That's the difference between playoff teams and teams sitting at home in January. The yards piled up for Dixon. Gene Dixon was about as good as it gets in the game. The Giants went over the Eagles. Dixon finished with 182 yards on the day. He's carrying on from what he did against me. He's starting to find himself a receiver over there that's starting to become Rattler's favorite target. So San Fran came up snatching up 8 turnovers for the home crowd against Buffalo. I don't know if that was 8 INTs, 7 INTs, and a fumble, something, but that's what it was. No one should ever get 182 yards receiving, especially Dixon. Eagles should be ashamed of themselves. Damn, you harsh, Matthew Berry. And just like that, Spencer Rattler picks up a ton of fantasy points. Deep ball touchdowns now. That was an NFL throw from Spencer Rattler. I'm telling y'all, Rattler is really becoming a highlight reel. And why as I say that, here we go, highlight reel. Rattler's big throw leads Giants to win over the Eagles. Forcing 5 turnovers, the Giants took advantage of the Eagles' mistakes to notch the victory at home. All right, so Matthew Berry comes back again. He says C.J. Verdell was impossibly good for the Packers this week. No other way to say it. Just keep giving C.J. the ball. They can't stop him. The numbers could not have been any more impressive for Verdell, and the Packers went over the Titans. With the Titans helpless against him, Verdell scored 3 touchdowns on the ground. The main difference in this game, the pressure for the Browns were able to put on Yellen. All right, so the Bengals are struggling right now. They playing with their backup quarterback in his second year. Rookie season, he was a backup. However, he is a superstar. He is a really good quarterback. I just think the Bengals need to find a common ground between the ground game and allowing Yellen to be a game manager versus the guy that got to put the game on his shoulders. And until he can find a way to do that, he's going to struggle. While De'Aaron King is nursing the injury for 9 weeks. Far away on the best performers you'll see from a wide receiver ever. Raiders. What happened there? Packers beat Titans 35-10. Los Pasos. I want to apologize to the fans. This loss is on me. Didn't you read my column this week? If you did, you would have started Michael Carter. Your loss. Yep, in the fantasy. Anytime you if you got Michael Carter on your fantasy, MC8 is a guaranteed point scorer in fantasy. He's going to lead most weeks. He's going to be the guy that's going to lead with points. The defense went in and silenced the crowd with turnovers after turnovers. Las Vegas over Indianapolis. Trevor Lawrence moved by. Oh shit, that's hot. Trevor Lawrence moved by Kyler Murray into 6th place on a single game passing touchdown list today. Wow. Josh Van needs to be sure and enjoy this one for at least 2 days. All right, rough day. The pass rush was a critical component in the Browns' win and a frustrating game for Bengals quarterback Yellen. The Browns got him for a total of 4 sacks. Preston Brown, I give their coaching staff credit. They just came in here and beat us at home. My hat's off to them. Perfect placement and that long touchdown throw by Hudson Card. I keep telling y'all Hudson Card, 75 yards. He's a guy. Extraordinary day for Ruggs. Ruggs and Lawrence connected for 5 touchdowns. Oh my God. And the command performance during the Raiders' victory over the Colts. Henry still balling. Not a great day for the Lions. Fans had to be frustrated. The Lions took one. Makes sense that the Bengals are moving Spencer Brown to the right guard after their scheme changed. Carter was the Raiders' go-to man in their win over the Colts, rewarding the team's faith in him by scoring 3 rushing touchdowns. Turnovers benefit Raiders. Of course, Las Vegas put pressure on Indianapolis all game long, and the Colts could not respond. The turnover battle finished in favor of the Raiders, who emerged victorious on the road. Been waiting for this Jaguars and Bears game. Start Justin Fields if you must. This could be a tough game. Giants and the Eagles, we already seen down in flames. Whatever could go wrong did go wrong for the Colts this week. Even with home field advantage, the Colts suffered an 85-21 defeat to the Raiders. All right, so this game was a personal game. Practice squad stilling was open since we started preseason. There was a 95 speed receiver that was drafted in the 3rd round by the Las Vegas Raiders that was snatched by the Colts, and he told them, so what, kiss my ass. So this was a personal game for the Raiders. They were mad they lost their player. They didn't get their GM on right, left him on practice squad, and because of that, they lost the player. So he made it his mission to score 100 points on this guy every time he play him. He didn't get to that 100, but he did get to 85-21. Everything that could go wrong went wrong in that game. Rams beat Lions 28-17. Sharon Peters. I'll give credit to these players. They wanted to win more than the other team did. Not sure who to start. Advice go with the starters for the Saints. Texans win this game by 7. Who the Texans play? DeMarvion Overshawn, the Wolverine, could have a big game this week for the football team. Cowboys face the football team. So we're going to see all these stuff right now. I'm just going over some of the news reels to see what was going on. So we got a lot of matchups that we're going to be looking at. Terrible day. The Bucks is kind of on hiatus right now. Old school Edwards. All right, so let's get to it. first of all, we start with standings, and now that we are going to week 5, we could talk about the BCS right now. Here we go. Now, usually my boy Hitta be on to do his BCS. This is his segment. I don't know if he's still on headset or not, but I'll take it over for right now. So we have the three-time Super Bowl winning Las Vegas Raiders at number 1 in the league. Again, 5-0, beating some tough opponents early on. They beat the Chargers, they beat the Colts, they beat the Ravens. All 3 tough opponents. Also the Chiefs played them tough as well. So I know 4 out of their 5 games were really good teams he matched up with. It went through all 4 of them, giving himself a 5-0 record right now. 278 points he scored, but he's giving up 152. And second place, you have another Demon Time, the old head of the Demon Time crew, Cowboys. Coach D West has his team 5-0 right now. They scored 198 points and only giving up 69. Now, that's Nano's favorite number, but that 69 ain't been used for Nano for 2 years. Now, the Lions are sitting at 4-1 right now.
Like booties.
Oh, shit. That kid like booties. 4-1 Lions got the number 3 spot locked down with 185 points scored and 100 given up. Dolphins are sitting at 4, which they really going to be at 3, in my opinion, when we advance the league. But the Dolphins got a big game tonight, so they can either go up and be undefeated and go up to that 3rd spot, or they can drop or stay there. So right now the Panthers are sitting at 3-1. Newcomer Tata's back, 146-79. He has a big game against the Chargers tonight. Vikings are 3-1. They are 99 points scored, 65 against. Colts are sitting at 7 right now, 3-2. 155, 161 points given up. Browns 4-1 right now. They're loving life in the AFC North right now, especially with the Ravens with 2 losses. 146-106. Seahawks sitting at 3-1. 49ers 4-1. Rams are 4-1. Giants are 3-1. Saints are 2-1. And then you start getting to the 2-2 teams, the 500 teams down here and down low. Now let's look at who's scoring the most points so far through 4 weeks. So the Raiders 278. His Demon Time partner 203. Seahawks and Hollywood Sean. Cowboys 198. Look like Demon Time running the league right now. Rams, young Demon, not 195. And then the Lions. Yeah, you see, he got a little purple monster next to his his name and shit in the chat, but he ain't Demon Time, bro.
No.
Dolphins 160. Colts 155. Bucks 149, tied with the Chargers. Then you got the Panthers 146. Now, who's giving up the less amount of points on defense right now? Dolphins, man. Their defense is number 1 in the league right now with 23 points given up. Then you got 65 for the Vikings, 67 for the 49ers. Cowboys 69, Giants 69 tied. Panthers 79. Then you get into the high points, 92, 96, 97, and so on. All right, so that's that. Wait, I left it too early. Get your ass back over there, coach. All right, so let's look at what the divisions is looking like right now. AFC North, we start off with the AFC North, the black and blue division. 4-1 Browns, they're in a 3-game winning streak right now. Bengals are on a 1-game losing streak, so are the Ravens. Bengals are 2-3, Ravens are 2-2. Steelers are 1-3, still waiting on the Ravens to play their game this week right now. AFC South, man, the dirty South. Colts are sitting at 3-2, Jaguars are 2-2, Texans 1-3, Titans 1-4. And the AFC East, be easy. Dolphins sitting at 3-0, 3-game winning streak. Jets 1-3, Bills 1-4, Patriots 0-4. And the motherfucking Wild West over here, AFC Wild West, we got 5-0. Then we got 2 500 teams and a 1-2 team with the Broncos. Now we slide over to the NFC, the cold north, right? Here we go. Lions 4-1, Vikings 3-1, Packers 3-2. We really got a 3-man fight over here. All 3 teams are playing at a high level. Bears are struggling right now. They 0-4. However, the Bears they got a good roster right now. So eventually they're going to turn it into wins. But right now the Lions, Vikings, Packers are fighting for the division. All of them playing at a high level right now. In the NFC South, we call this South. We already had the Dirty South over there, right? In the AFC, we called it the Dirty South. We're going to call this the Silky Smooth South. The Silky Smooth South. Triple S. Panthers are on top of the division at 3-1. Saints 2-1. Bucks at 2-2. Falcons are 0-4 right now. And the NFC East over here, man. 5-0 Cowboys. Giants are 3-1. Football team 2-3. Football team schedule is crazy. The fact that these guys had a 4th place schedule and they're playing the teams they're playing right now, man. Madden and the EA scheduling fucking them over right now. But it's front heavy. So we should see some good play out of this team. This team is one of the top best teams, one of the best put together teams in the league, with the Eagles struggling at 0-5 at this point. In the West, in the NFC, you got the Seahawks sitting at 3-1. 49ers 4-1, Rams 4-1, and Boone, again, send your prayers out to my boy Boone, sitting at 0-4 because he's not playing right now, man. And always send a prayer out to Boone and his family right now during these troubling times. All right, so they are divisions, fellas. Let's see what stats looking like right now. All right, here we go. Who's throwing the ball around the park early right now? Let's see what's going on right now. All right, so at quarterback, Hudson Card in his second, coming off his rookie season, 1709, leads the league in passing yards right now. DJ Ugalele, another NFC West team, 1628 right now. He's second on the list. Demon Time. All right, so then you got Trevor Lawrence, third on the list, 1624, the head of Demon Time. Then you got JT Daniels, Uncle Demon, 1391. Baker Mayfield for the AFC North, the black and blue division, with 1293. Herbert with 1185. Jordan Love, he's still hanging on, 1184. Lamar Jackson, 1182. The my player, Corey Richardson, with 1146. Sam Howell with 1143. Kyler Murray, Hurts, Wilson rounds that off. Who's throwing the most touchdowns right now? 20 for Hudson Card, 20 for his brother, Trevor Lawrence, 17 for DJ Ugalele. JT Daniels with 14. Then you got Corey Richardson with 13. Herbert, Lamar, and Fields, 12, 12, and 11. Eric Mahoney with 10 as well. I really like Eric Mahoney's stats right now. 81% on the season, 10 touchdowns versus 2 picks. He's really not donating at all. He's playing really good football right now. So we got a really accurate quarterback throwing the ball to a really hot receiver with a strong run game, man. This game coming up against the Dolphins is going to be lights out, man. Jalen Hurts, 22 picks on the year. Joe Burrow, 21 for the year. Josh Allen, 19. Kevin Harvey, 18. Zach Wilson, 16. Stanley, 16. Jordan Love, 16. Then you got the my player, Richardson Mayfield with 15. And then it's Herbert, Sam Howell, 14. Then Justin Fields, 13. Mahomes, 13. And then you go down to 12 guys, you know, Yellen, Daniels, Mills, all with 12. Again, I told y'all at 81% right now, who's played in all 4 games right now. You got to start here. Eric Mahoney, 81% completion percentage right now on the year. That's really good. Garantano with 75. Trevor Lawrence at 75. Trey Lance, 71. And the rookie Khalid Williams with 71% right now. Really good, really good. Let's get to the run game. Who's running their running backs in a hole early? Let's find out. Of course, J.K. Dobbins comes in after missing 1 game. 87 carries right now. Herbert, Snake's in the building. You know Snake's a runner too, so that stat going to be a fight now. 85, Trey Sherman, who's supposed to get the ball 30 times a game. 83, Kalon Manuel, the my player, 75. Sean Dollar, 74. Travis Etienne, 73. And Donovan Edwards at 73, along with C.J. Verdell at 70. Yards, who's doing what, when, where, and how. All right, so Michael Carter on his way to 1,000 yards in 4 games, 951. 49 more yards, and he's 1,000-yard back in 5 games. Travis Etienne, 770. Dobbins, 731. Journey, my boy Journey Brown with 553. Trey Sherman, 543. Lingard, 501. And then we start and get to the 400-yard guys. Edwards, Manuel, Henderson, Dollars, and Chuba Hubbard. All right, touchdowns from the running back position, 12 for Michael Carter. MC8, Jumpman with 12 of them things. Travis Etienne, 8. J.K. Dobbins, 7. And then we got a whole shitload of 6s. Lingard, Hanif Anderson, Derrick Henry, John Robinson, Hubbard, Najee Harris got 5. Burgers got 5. Verdell got 5. Christian McCaffrey, Master T, starting to slow it down with the 4s. 1K yards in 4 games. Shaking my head. What's up, fellas, bro? Yes, sir. That boy. Nano did it last year. He had down there 15 in 4 games, in 5 games, right? Something like that. All right, let's get to the guys that's catching the ball for their team at a high level. All right, the running backs out the backfield. We got a running back, Manuel with 29 catches. Tight end Michael Meyer for the Bills with 28. Henry Ruggs with 25. Peyote 25. Schwartz 24. Terrence Marshall balling with 23. Metcalf 22. Jack Stoll, the tight end with 22. Darden with 22 for Waddle 21. Chase 21. Whittington 21. Humphreys, the newcomer 21. And then you got Josh Van, Troy Franklin, De'Ami Brown, Quay Watson, tight end, and the running back out the backfield, Karen Williams with 20. Yards wise, Van was 732, Schwartz was 679, Henry Ruggs 630, Waddle was 603, Metcalf 580, Dixon with 441, and then Darden for 487 right now. Touchdowns though, all right, Van and Metcalf are tied with 10 for the number 1 spot. Schwartz with 9 by himself. Then you got Ruggs and Waddle, ex-teammates, with 8 apiece. 6'8" with 7. Jamar Chase with 7. O.J. Howard, the tight end, with 6. Yet newcomer Warren Nugget Newman over there for the Chargers got 6. De'Ami Brown with 5. Parrish Campbell with 5. And then we get to your 4 guys right now. All right, defense. We want to see who's tackling the ball carriers right now. 40 for Micah Parsons, Surratt. We told y'all these guys were dogs in the first draft class. They still playing like dogs. Hussein Brewer, the my player, with 37. Keenan Neal right here. Wolverine with 33. Warner with 33. Braden Smith and Moses Copley, 30. Brian Williams, the my player, with 30. And Daxton Hill from the safety spot with 30. Tackle for loss is my favorite stat. Who got him? Hussein Brewer, man, the my player, balling. I told you the Bengals, one thing they do have, they have a really good linebacker core. Getting to the ball carriers in the backfield, that's hard to do, especially with my title being Swerve runnings versus the real running, right? So 8, 7 for Fred Warner. Brandon Smith, the rookie of the year last year, 7. And Kiana Mayaga with 7. And then you got 6 from the my player, 6 from Lane Dixon. J.C. Jackson with 6. Candoa with 6. And then we go to Harvey. Who's getting sacks right now? Joey Bosa is developed right now. He's playing D tackle, found a new position, 9 sacks. Chase Young, 7.5 on a contract year. He want that bread. Myles Garrett does what he do every year, 6.5. Quentin Williams in a new spot right now with 6. Greg Rose always up here as well. DeMarcus Lawrence, the old heads up here. Jalen Phillips with 5. Now, if I go to the AFC and see who we missing, Phillips, Dexter, Pickens, 4.5. Quiddy Pay, 4.5. Thibodeau, 4. And Dixon, 4. We saw that. And Harold Landry with 4. Now look at the NFC. See if we missed any numbers up here. Yep, Donnell Hunter with 6. We've seen Rose, Nick Bosa with 4.5. Josh Allen with 4.5. Jonathan Allen with 4.5. And then Tunji 4 from the D tackle spot. Aaron Donald still holding it down. Dripper. We've been talking about this guy for a while now on chat. He's balling at a high level. Montez Sweat, you know the football team got one of the, if not the best front 4 in the game right now. But then you got Josh Sweat balling for the Eagles right now with 4 sacks along with Jordan Smith. Anytime you got double guys doing something, getting to the ball carrier, you got a good situation over there. INTs on the year right now, 7 for Rodarius Williams. Isaiah Palamayo, 5. Darwin James, 5. Timon Simpkins, the new cornerback, my player, 5. Patrick Surtain, 5. DeMar Hamlin takes off from Ravens to the Seahawks, and he has 5. But then when you go to the, I'm sorry, I wasn't on NFL. My bad, fellas. Let's get back to that. 7 for Rodarius Williams. Jonathan Abrams from safety spot, 6. Terrell Edmonds, 5. Tim Stewart with 5. Patrick Surtain with 5. We see him. Tim Simpson. We talked about these guys already. All right, so now I got to go to the AFC because they're going to miss some guys over here. So let's look at it. We didn't see Martin Johnson, who has 6. We didn't see James Galvatron Williams with 5. We've seen Tim Stewart, but we didn't see Marco Wilson and Isaiah Pryor up here. Malachi Moore, Billy Mann, all got 4. All right, so in the NFC, if we missed anybody, sorry about that. Surtain, we saw that. We saw these guys. All right, so Marlon Humphreys we didn't see. Elijah Clark we didn't see. James Wiggins we didn't see. Donovan McMillan, the rookie, 4. And Jordan Mukes at safety, 4. Got a lot of 4 guys over there. John Johnson, III. Amir Speed. Khalil Dorsey. And then Fred Warner holds it down with 4 on the year. So guys getting turnovers right now. If you go to team stats, man, I think the Colts and the the Lions was picking the ball off at a high level. So let's take a look and see who got the most picks on the year right now. I told you, 27 from the Lions right now. Raiders at 18. Bucks also got 18. And then you're looking at the Browns, 17. Ravens tied for 17. That's the fourth place team. 16, 16, and 16. That's your number 5 spots right there. Packers, Bengals, Rams. So again, 27 light years ahead of everybody. Almost 10 picks ahead of everybody. Raiders at 18, tied for second. Tied for third is the Browns and the Ravens. Tied for fourth are the Packers, Bengals, Rams. And then you got the Dolphins and the Colts tied for fifth. Let's see who forced fumble recoveries. Packers getting to the ball 6 sacks on the year. 23 for the football team, best D-line in the league. 49ers 22. The Bosa brothers are active right now. Cowboys 20. Eagles 17. Jaguars 16. Tied with the Dolphins 16. Points allowed. Dolphins giving up 23 points in 4 games so far. 3 games, sorry. Vikings 65, 49ers 67, Cowboys 69, tied with Giants 69. Rushing yards given up right now. Dolphins is stopping the run. They only give up 110 yards in 3 games. Saints 215, Broncos 256, Texans 287, Lions 316. Passing yards given up right now. Look like the Dolphins is shutting shit down. They got the number 1 D in the league at this point. 370. Vikings 589. We're seeing a lot of Vikings too. So let me find out. Jaguars 657. Panthers 687. All right. What are we doing on offense over here? Raiders total yards gained. Cowboys second. Rams in third. Fourth is the Seahawks. Fifth is the Lions. Total yards. Total offensive yards. It should be in the same order. Raiders, Cowboys, Rams, Seahawks, Lions. Passing yards on the year so far. Seahawks, Raiders, Rams, Cowboys. I think the Browns top 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, sir. Rushing yards. Raiders, 49ers, all with 1,000 yards. Cowboys in third. Colts in fourth. Bengals are holding down the 5th spot. Points per game, 55 for the 0.6 for the Raiders. Dolphins scoring 53.382. Seahawks 50.8. Cowboys 39.6. Rams 39. Passing touchdowns on the year so far: Raiders, Rams, Seahawks, Cowboys, Bucks. I think the Chargers and the Ravens are tied for 5th. Let's look at that again. First, second by themselves, third by themselves, fourth by themselves, and tied for 5th are the Ravens and the Chargers. Rushing touchdowns: 16 for the Raiders, Cowboys 13, Colts 11, 49ers 10, and then tied for 5th with the Browns and the Panthers. All right, fellas, that's what we're doing. That's team stats. You got the top 5 offenses and defenses over there pitting their twerkies right now, man. Weekly awards. I see who's been getting it since week 1. All right, so 6'8", 5 catches, 203, 4 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 10 receptions, 205 yards, 20.5 yards a catch, 4 touchdowns. Darwin James had 4 tackles, 1 sack, 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. And Terrell Edmonds, 3 tackles, 3 INTs. That's week 1's player of the weeks. Here we go, week 2. Travis Etienne, 23 carries for 310 yards, 13.5 yards a carry, 5 rushing touchdowns. He also caught the ball out the backfield for 8 receiving yards. Hanif Anderson had 11 carries for 215. He averaged 19.5 yards a carry, 4 rushing touchdowns, 3 receptions, 70 receiving yards, 23.3 yards a catch, 1 reception touchdown. He was balling. All right, Damar Hamlin, man, 6 tackles, 3 interceptions, and a touchdown for the Seahawks. Martin Johnson had 6 tackles, 3 interceptions at corner. The hold down week 2 player of the weeks. Week 3 player of the weeks, DJ Ugalele, 18 for 29, 452, 7 passing touchdowns. He threw 1 pick, he was sacked once, carried the ball twice for 7 yards rushing. He had a rushing touchdown. MC8, 16 carries, 258 rushing, 16.1 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 receptions for 29 yards. He averaged 9.7 yards a catch. Wiggins had 3 touchdowns, 3 INTs, 1 forced fumble, and a touchdown. So my bad, 3 interceptions. Hilton's 4 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. And then week 4, JT Daniels, 19 for 25, 371, 6 passing touchdowns, 4 sacks, 2 carries for 17 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, 8 catches, 316 yards, 39.5 yards to catch, 4 touchdowns. And Timon Simpkins at the cornerback position, 2 tackles for 3 interceptions. And Abrams, 10 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. That's week 4. They were just 4 weeks of who got player of the weeks offensively and defensively. As you can see, they balling right now. Now let's talk about what I'm here to talk about. Swerve running versus real life running. So I'll ask you first, Nano. Is there a difference?
Of course. Yes, there is a difference.
So my title say EA Sports is in the game. So what's in the game is legal, right?
Yeah.
So my question is, we talk. I'm part of this conversation. We talk about the Swerve runner, Mr. Wiggle himself, the Raiders. No one's doing it better than him. But that's part of the game. Shake your joystick back and forth, wiggle, and you'll change the AI of the defense right now. With that being said, Nano, you got guys that do it, guys that don't do it, guys that's trying to do it or can't do it. So what I'm going to say is this. It's in the game. It's in the game. You feel me? I don't like it. I can't stand it. I don't like watching fakeness. You know what I'm saying? So that's on my only problem with it. I don't like watching fakeness. But when you got a guy in the league who makes that thing, he turns it into greatness. It's really, really like, wow. Like, it's different. Trendsetter. He's somewhere different. But to me, it's still nothing better than watching a guy with the vision, see the hole, hit the hole, get out of a play real life looking, and turn a video game into real football. Take something to the crib 70, 80 yards without, the manipulation. Now, when you see a guy like T running the football, and he can get out of any run, he can get out of any situation with the run game. But I think we missing some parts of what he does good, right? So not only, the swerving, he understands he can fucking manipulate the AI anytime he wants to when he's running. But do you see some of the things he's doing along with that running? Like the way he's making people miss tackles and, now some of that stuff is like mixing the real life running with the glitchy part of the game. But the fact that he can, like, you go back and look at his game against the Colts, that one little run he posted in the chat today, that run was dangerous, nasty, and it had a little bit of everything in it, and it was real life looking at the end of the day. And then you got the times where he might get a fumble, pick six, and the moment he catch that pick, he just wiggle for fucking 90 yards, and people on defense disappear because they wiggle themselves out of it, right? My question to you is, what style of running to you is better? Because you play with the wiggle as well.
I do, and I mean, it all depends. Like, I only do it when I need to create separation between me and the defender. I don't. I try not to do it as soon as my running back touches the ball, but sometimes it's hard because the defense, if the defense is right on you, you're going to it's just basically when I'm playing, it's just basically natural right now for me to do it, right?
Right.
That because I'm running the ball so much that I'm just used to it. But the things that I see T do, I don't, I'm like, wow, I'm still like, wow, because I run the ball, I run the ball almost at you could say I'm one A, one B to T in the league as far as running the ball. I mean, we're not that far apart, but the things that he does is absolutely ridiculous. I would think that he is the best runner in the league, just because I can't the things that he does, runs the ball. I'm like, wow, I can't even do that.
So let's define the swerve running. So back in 18, 17, you had a thing with receivers. Throw the ball up and you swerve your receiver before he catches the ball. And what happens is it creates separation. So when you throw the ball up in the air, you move your receiver left, right. The computer goes with you. They move on your movement. And then it gives you a chance to turn a 50-50 ball into almost a 75-80% chance of catching the football. So it was, it was in the game during those times as well, during those leagues where you could swerve your receiver to get him open on a bomb, right? So now it's there for the run game now. So what happens is, and this takes skill. So let's not let me take anything away from those that can do this really well. All right, so but what happens is if you in a game, I'm playing T. We just played, and
Yeah.
anytime he get the ball now, no, I don't see nobody else doing this. Honestly, he can do it. I haven't seen too many other people that can really do this the way he does it. But he can be cornered, or you can have the pursuits you need. Three people coming to the ball. There's really no way of getting out of it. In a real life situation, if I'm running the football and my angles is taken off from me, I'm gonna square my shoulders and get as much as I can. Well, with him, he don't have to do that. He can literally back and forth his joystick and put you in situations where it dummies out your AI, and then he can create a 12-yard loss could turn into a 70, 80-yard run, and he can create off of that, right? Now that's just the swerve part of it. If you go to practice mode right now and you just run with your player in the open field, and when you get him in the open field, just shake your joystick back and forth, left, right, left, right, left, right, and watch what the defense do. They're going to move exactly how you move. So when I say the skill part is T understands that he's been doing it so long now and it's this that he understands the movement of the defense when they're moving like that. So he said some things to me that made me understand that he's actually mixing real football with the arcade part of that. Because as a DB, once you react to run and you know it's a complete run, you go from your backpedaling to planting your foot and attacking. And his conversation, he was telling me that's how he get the edge on people with running the football. I'm giving it out because still I don't care who knows this. You ain't gonna better do what he do. But to be able to understand that a DB has to plant his foot and come down, and then you could take his plant away by wiggling him off of that. That's disgusting, bro, to be able to do that. And it takes a split second to be able to do that. Because it's not like you got all day in the world to do it. You got to do it fast. Like, and that hand-eye coordination got to be there for that. So the fact that he can do these things, if you watch the games and you watch how he run, when you playing it, you call it, I call it gay, fuck out of here. If you ain't wiggle, I'll blow you the fuck out. All types of shit. Because you're so mad that he can do these things. But this is part of the game. It ain't too many people online playing the game that's not going to do it, right? The YouTubers doing it, everybody do the shit that know how to do it. And then you got the separation of those that know how to do it. Well, what I'm learning is we got a guy in our league that not only know how to do it at a high level, he's seeing the game still from a football mind and doing it. And that makes it all the most the better. I can listen, 9 carries for almost 300 yards on me. That's dangerous when pursuit be there. Like you there, you got guys around the ball. And then it's almost impossible. If you don't click on, he going to shake the AI. If you click on, he going to use you. And that's what makes it special. Now, I still can watch a ball game and watch a guy running the ball and you see real life movement. And they dominating in the run game with real life movement. Finding a hole, hitting a hole, actually using the analog to shake and do some things and get you up out the way versus, tricking your AI. You know what I'm saying? Like when I know I play the game that way. I play it how I see running the football. How I ran the ball is how I run the ball on the game. And it's just something special about seeing real life stuff, even in the passing game. Like sometimes you go see guys with the 50-50 balls, like Coach DC404 do it really well. Some of the catches he make, or he stack up on a receiver, like T does this well as well when he throws his corner routes and he turn them into almost like fades. And you watch him animate his guy where he stack on a defense. And he kind of like boxes him out while he catching the ball over his shoulder type, and he get that animation. That's stacking receivers. That's real life football shit right there. Like that's real life shit you can watch happen in the NFL, right? You're not going to see too many guys come to a complete stop and then warp to full speed in real life. It's not happening. It ain't. The best guys that had moves wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So then that becomes, that's not realistic. But when you see realistic stuff happening, when guys can take this video game, especially in connected franchise mode. When you play MUT, you just trying to win best cards, you trying to do all the shot plays, all the shit that, the metas and all that stuff. And connected franchise mode, the metas work, trust me, they work. But you have to be able to account for people building their players and thresholds getting different. And MUT and online, you rely on thresholds. Well, if you know this guy corners a 90 threshold, you can do certain things against or can't do, right? So the thresholds matter. But in a connected franchise league, the thresholds, they change, so it don't matter really as much as it would matter if you're just playing a pickup game or a MUT game, right? In our league, people get better. The players get better. You get to develop your players. You get to turn them into, not so good players to good players. Now, the metas still work in these leagues because you can't get the things you want to see. Like, you don't want to see a 65 overall corner being able to stop a 95 overall receiver. Just by running metas and the certain defenses you're running can make that, make nobody get open no matter who's the receiver. Again, I go back to EA fucking up. There's no way a D-Hop, a Michael Thomas, a Devontae Adams, these guys shouldn't be able to be covered by any rookie corners in the league or any corners that's not of their caliber. So if it ain't a Jalen Ramsey in front of them, Marcus Peters, and just to name a few, Jair Alexander. If those type of corners are, you don't got to match up with those corners on those guys, they should be able to win these matchups, right? But they don't. But then there's no penalty for defenses to be able to just put anybody on it because they're running D metas. Like, there's certain defense out there that block shed. No matter what you do, what type of blocking, unless you pit protected on your quarterback, there's certain defense out of here they're going to block shed no matter what. So you sit in that defense all game long, and then you do the meta defenses and the things that they do, the purples on the field, or you're pitting your guys in man and man. Everybody know man and man is OP this year. We all run it. But then when you put the meta part to the man and man shit, it's almost impossible to do things. So you spend a lot of time in games trying to figure out how to beat the meta versus doing the meta as well. But when you a guy that know how to put it all together, like, let me give you an example. When the game first came out, you couldn't take your linebacker and go one direction and then turn around and cover another route. Remember, you couldn't do that. If you was going one way, they made you commit to that way. After they patch the game, they keep patching the game, things start to go back to normal, how they used to have it, and then things are just ridiculous. So now you could take your user and cover the whole field with your user because after 12 patches, they took away what made this game great in the beginning. So you got to account for it. So now I can use my linebacker, chase a slant going from left to right, and then jump off that route and catch a route coming from right to left, if that makes sense. Right, I could jump right off of it, swing around and get to it with no penalty whatsoever. It almost became, there's really no too much penalty between, at one point you couldn't cover running backs and tight ends, good tight ends with linebackers. Or you couldn't come out. If a guy came out in three, four receiver sets, you couldn't be in 3-4 odd all game long because if they ran the right stuff, your matchups wasn't there. You couldn't match up. That's taken away from the game as well now because once they start patching it, whatever they fix, they open up other shit. That's just part of patching the game. So I go back to the real running versus the swerve running. It's part of the game. As much as I hate playing a guy that do it, you got to respect it. Because at the end of the day, if it was for everybody to do, even though it's out there for everybody to do, why everybody not doing it? You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you can't take away greatness from greatness, bro. That's all I'm trying to get to. You just can't take away greatness from greatness, bottom line. And again, there's some guys that make this game look like you watching NFL on Sundays. For real, and that's greatness to me because if you can get a video game to do real life shit for you, you really on to something. So we got two ways of playing this game, and those that can do both are fucking great at the game. It's that simple. When you talk about the top runners in the league, all right, so right now, we talk about the top runners in the league, those that are playing at a high level. All right, so Ezekiel Elliott, his numbers is that way because they added his stats for previous years, right? Michael Carter is a newcomer. He came in season 1. He's sitting at 8,901 yards rushing right now. Now, this is after 2021. Let's look at it. Let's dig into him real fast. MC8 the Great. So he's been a 2,000-yard rusher every year. He had that big season where he had 3,308, where he had the record until you took it down last season. So let's take a look at him in 1, 2, 3 seasons, 3.5, right? 951, almost to 1,000 yards now. With these numbers right now, 67 carries for 951, he's on his way to almost, if he keeps it up, he's on his way to another 3,000-yard year. And you just broke his record, so it looks like he's exactly trying to get that record back right now. But 2,500, 3,300, 2,000. In 4 seasons, 3.5 seasons, this man almost to 10,000 yards rushing. That's impressive. with a 9.9 average, 135 touchdowns on his career already.
Yes.
He averaging 167.9 yards a carry. And through 900 carries, this man has only fumbled the ball 3 times. That's impressive, bro. Very impressive as a runner.
Very.
So when you look at these numbers, you look at that type of stuff, you can't not call him nothing but the best runner in the league. MC8 Jumpman is the best running back in the league, being used by the best runner in the league on the best team in the league. And when you look at running backs, Derrick Henry has some years under his belt. Saquon Barkley as well. Not too many, but as well. Nick Chubb's also. We go down to J.K. Dobbins was a newcomer when the game started, when we first started the league. He's at 6,416. So that's how many, 2,000 plus yards in front of the next guy. Travis Etienne is balling with 6,270. Jonathan Taylor, newcomer, 6,000. We can count him. Mixon had a few years under his belt. And then Najee Harris at 5,883. So when it comes down to touchdowns in the league, with running backs right now, 135. Henry, Chubb, but then you got Etienne, Jonathan Taylor, and then Najee Harris, and then J.K. Dobbins. We're not going to count the guys that have been in the league for 8, 9 years, 7 years. Not going to count them. So touchdowns and rushing yards right now with the newcomers, the 2021 players are playing at a high level. These guys are dominating the league right now. When you go to receiving yards, we still got veterans in the league right now. So let's talk about yards first. So D-Hop, Mike Evans, Odell Beckham, Amari Cooper, Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams, and Tyreek Hill, Brandon Cooks, Godwin, Kelsey. All those guys that we're talking about right now that's been in the league, as you can see. Hop, 11, this is 12th season. Mike Evans is into his into his 11th season. Beckham in 11th season. Amari Cooper is into his 10th season. Michael Thomas is into his 9th season. Devontae is into his 11th. Reek is into his 9th. Brandon is into his 11th. Godwin is into his 8th. Kelsey is into his 12th. Now, you get down to Waddles. Waddles is into his 3rd season, and let's look at the numbers on it. Flat out the best receiver in the league. There's really no debate at all when it comes down to this conversation. As a rookie, you see it, 80 catches, 2,400. He had 29 touchdowns. He followed that up with 70 catches, 2,405, 36 touchdowns. Last year he had 2,829, 40 touchdowns, and right now he's at 21,603 and 8 touchdowns right now. As one of the newcomers in the league, he's the best receiver in the league at this point. Then you look at guys like Stephon, been in the league for a while. Allen been in the league. Metcalf balling. Now we could count Metcalf because he's only, he's only was in the league a year or two. Let me see. He came in 2020 and 2019, I think. Yep. So we don't count these two stats. We start here. He's still playing at a high level. And the fact that he got traded and played for the Jets 2 years straight, he still played at a high level. He was off the charts here, and now he's back and he's off the charts again for the Seahawks. So DK Metcalf is a newcomer, a top tier receiver in the league with numbers like that. Then when you keep going down, Ridley in his 6th year was Metcalf 5. Ridley playing at a high level. Eskridge is the newcomer. We know his numbers. He had a really good rookie year and then 2 back-to-back dominant sophomore and junior years, pretty much, if you want to call it that. Like 35 touchdowns, 26 touchdowns. Taking a little backseat, but he's still playing because they developed other receivers over there. Let's look at touchdowns right now. And for Waddle, 113 touchdowns. Odell, 97. Hop, 96. Reek, 85. Evans, 84. And then you got the young boys all following up now. Devontae with 81, tied with Eskridge. That's very impressive to have 2 receivers with 81 touchdowns on their short career. John Ross, 80. Devontae Adams, 72. Amari Cooper, 70. DK Metcalf, 70. Michael Thomas, Godwin, Ridley. And then you got Ruggs, 65. OJ Howard, 62. And a lot of this OJ Howard work is actually the Bucks doing that because he really wasn't shitting in real life. De'Ami Brown's another newcomer with 62. Very impressive, bro. Swartz out here with 56. So we starting to see the young boys, Jamar Chase. They are starting to take over the league right now, with the old heads still being the old heads and the veterans of the league, but they starting to lose their spark. The league is taken over by these new young receivers right now, man. And they balling at a high level. Let's get to quarterbacks real fast. Now, the last time I talked about elite quarterbacks and top 10 quarterbacks, we didn't find couldn't find five elite quarterbacks in the league. I don't think that's changed at all. I don't think that's changed. When we look at yards, Patrick Mahomes is in his 8th season right now with 26,838. Mayfield is in his 7th season with 24,731. Watson is in his 8th season, 23. Prescott is in his 9th season, 22. Josh Allen is in his 6th season. Lamar is in his 6th season, 7th season really. Kyler Murray's in his 6th season. Herbert's in his 5th season. Trevor Lawrence is in his 4th season. So let's look at these guys. Outside of Mahomes is still playing at a pretty solid level, but he's not an elite quarterback at all. Mayfield's not an elite quarterback playing at a solid level. Then you get down to Lamar Jackson. We call him elite. We didn't call Kyler Murray elite. We call Herbert elite, Trevor Lawrence elite. And then I still haven't found an elite outside of Corey Richardson, the my player. And this is why we call him elite.
Yeah, I think it was we could only find 4 last time, I believe, or was it 5?
We ain't even find 4. We found Herbert,
3. Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence, and Lamar Jackson, and we was counting him as 4. He redshirted pretty much his first season, and then he came back, and his first season as a starter, he threw 50 touchdowns, almost 5,000 yards. Then he does throw 5,000 yards, and 67 touchdowns. He improved. Right now, he's off and on because he ain't really playing. His energy not there. I think he's got some things going on with coaching and stuff as well. But his energy not there. It's almost like once they missed. I don't know if he feel like he missed his window to play in the Super Bowl right now, or what. But there's so much football left in this league that don't do that. Like if you really busy, then so be it. It is what it is. But if it's your energy because you ain't get to the big game yet, please, man, don't do it. Your team is still there. Don't let that window really close on you for real.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we could argue Corey Richardson and my player is an elite quarterback in this league. I think we could argue that and give him that 4th spot. So what quarterback, who has a newcomer in the league that can become that 5th elite quarterback right now? When I go through teams itself, when I just go through teams, all right, Bears don't have a chance in hell for an elite quarterback. I think with De'Aaron King, I think he has an opportunity to step into a top 10 quarterback with the dual threat. Josh Allen has the ratings to be elite, but he's not. Broncos, Garantano was up and down. I think he has the opportunity to be a top 10 quarterback in this league. Mayfield, top 10 quarterback in this league. Bucks, Richardson, we called him elite. Cardinals, Kyler Murray could be elite, but I just don't like his percentage. But he could be an elite. Throw a lot more. He throw a lot of interceptions. But because he has that dual threat presence, he could be elite. We know Herbert's elite. Patrick Mahomes, that top 10 level. Colts, no. Cowboys. I mean, JT Daniels ain't playing at a. JT Daniels is kind of doing pretty good. Again, he split time in 2022. He wasn't the full-time starter here. But as this one season as a full-time quarterback, 112.3 QB rating, 4,429 yards, 39 touchdowns versus 19 picks. And he's off to a great start right now, man. So we can watch his career and see can he come into that elite category within the next year or two. Dolphins, Eric Mahoney, he's playing good football. I don't think he's top 10 yet, but he's playing good football. Eagles, no. Falcons. Zach Wilson has an opportunity to be a top 10 quarterback in this league. 49ers, Spencer Rattler. This is the guy I like out of all the quarterbacks, up-and-coming guys right now. I think Spencer Rattler.
On my quarterback.
Huh?
I'm surprised he even stopped on my quarterback. He probably has the most handoffs in the league, though.
Yeah, he's the best handoffer in the league for sure. All right, so here we go. I think Rattler has to get himself into that 100 rating. He got to get to at least 110, 111. He could do that. everything else goes up. So, but here we go. 91.7 QB rating as a rookie, 4,000 yards. That was his best output. 29 touchdowns, 27 picks. Now, he comes into the season, and that sophomore year, they went through a really, really bad season. 76.1 rating, 3,441 yards, threw 27 touchdowns versus 40 picks. Right now, I like what he's doing, 81. I think he needs to get that rating up. But 873 yards, I think 7 touchdowns. I know he got 9 interceptions right now, but I think Spencer Rattler can be a top 10 quarterback in the next 2 to 3 seasons. You're starting to see some things. He got some pieces around him. He's getting comfortable with his receiving core. And they got a good run game now. They had a great run game with Barkley. Traded him, and they came back 2 seasons later after that trade with Sean Dollars, who's a very legit running back for him right now. So I think they got the pieces around him to make him somewhere around that top 10 to even possibly a season, another 3 seasons from now being elite. So I like his quarterback. Jaguars, Bryce Young. I think Snake he's a runner more than anything, so we're not going to really see him being an elite passing quarterback, but dual threat, he's going to be a problem. Marcus Holmes is doing a really good job. He's the second best my player quarterback in the league, behind Corey Richardson. The Lions, Justin Fields. I'm still waiting for Justin Fields to really, really break out, bro. I'm waiting for Justin Fields to turn into what I think he can be. And it's all about processing the playbook and really getting a good handle of the playbook.
He can crack the top 10 too.
Yeah, he can, but he gotta
top 10, 15 maybe.
This is where my problem is at with Justin Fields. As a rookie, he had no weapons around him, so I gave him a pass. 52 interceptions, not gonna cut it, right? So then he cut that down tremendously. The next year, 108.2, and you always want to see that rating in 100 point. 3,648 yards, 35 touchdowns, 22 picks. I'm cool there. But then you come back, now you got weapons, even though you're still trying to figure it out. Got some pieces over there, but you got better weapons right now. And you go back down to 85.5, threw for the most yards in your career, but you threw two more picks than touchdowns. And right now, 81.4, 1,092, 11, 13. Now, with that being said, the reason why I'm a little not impressed with him and think that it's coming and he better turn it the fuck around real soon, and it all becomes down to getting the handle. They got a new offensive coordinator, a whole new playbook, and they got to get used to that playbook. It's a really good playbook. It's a really good offensive scheme. He just got to get used to it it's a dual threat quarterback scheme, right? But then when you look at it, this is where I'm not impressed at right now. You have the third, if not might be the second fastest quarterback in the league, and Justin Fields.
Yeah, he's the second fastest. Lamar's the fastest in the thing.
As sooner or later, you got to show his presence. I don't care if he throw for 2,500 yards, bro. 23 touchdowns, 6 picks. Sooner or later, you're going to have to show us that dual threat is a problem. And the moment you make him a dual threat runner in this league, as well as a passer, his passing yards go up even more. We shouldn't see Justin Fields with 435, 189 rushing yards, 304. That's just not putting the scheme together. Putting your offensive coordinator is there for him to be able to use his legs as well. So we got to get it right now. 15 carries for 80 yards, 5.3, 3 touchdowns. All right, we should be seeing Justin Fields. He should have 1,000-yard rushing sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? 3,000 yards passing, 1,000-yard rushing. He got to better get to those type of numbers for Justin Fields to really be in the conversation as a top 10 or elite quarterback right now. Packers, quarterback throw too many picks. Panthers, Trey Lance, we finally got a user over here. Patriots, they all over. They got 3 quarterbacks, and they really do got 3 quarterbacks. We know Trevor Lawrence is the man. He is the man. Super Bowl rings, 3 of them. He's the guy over there, bottom line, period. He's everything we expected him to be. And it's nuts that he's 70% completion from his scheme is exactly that, his scheme. And you can't stop his scheme. Period. You can't stop it. You try to slow it down, but you can't stop it. And it's all because this guy is super accurate, and he throws the ball where it needs to go 90% of the time. So he's, elite for sure. Now, the next quarterback that I'm going to talk about is Hudson Card. I think we got a good user over there. And this is a great quarterback. I'm telling y'all in real life, when football starts this year, you're going to hear this name a whole lot, Hudson Card. Watch. Now, I like that we got a user for the Rams right now, and I think he could turn him into something. But he needs to get it done. And then when you look at Lamar, the whole thing comes down to this. Justin Fields has to be able to do this type of shit. Justin
5,000.
Justin need to better do this. 766, 13 touchdowns, 13, 16 touchdowns. Last year he had 1,078 and 11 touchdowns. And along with those, you look at his passing yards: 4,700, 4,200, 5,000. You gotta better do that. You gotta better because even Kyler Murray has that type of situation going on for the dual threats. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta better make your quarterback a really big presence in the run game. If he's a dual threat quarterback, over 90 speed, he gotta be able to do some shit with him. You go look at Kyler Murray with the dual threat situation as well. You're looking at a guy with 3,000 yards, 3,000 yards, 3,000 yards, right? And then when you look at his run situation, 494, 12 touchdowns. Not a lot of rushing yards, but 12 rushing touchdowns. Then look, 902 yards, 8 touchdowns. And then last year he had 763 and 7 rushing touchdowns. So that goes along with him throwing the ball for 3,000 plus yards. That's where Justin Fields needs to be, in my opinion, to be able to be a top quarterback or even up there in the elite conversations. So when you go through the league and you look at the speed of quarterbacks, the league got a little faster at quarterback, for sure. So here we go. Lamar 96, Fields second in the league with 94 speed, 93 excel. De'Aaron King 92. Kyler Murray 91, Kevin Harvey 90, and then we get to the 89 guys, right? Jeff Sims, Mahoney, Bryce Young, Jaden Daniels, Bam Gorey is on the right where you need to be as a backup. Corey Stanley is a speeder. You got Jared Garantano who runs a 4.42 in real life. Even Desmond Ritter is over there with the speed for the Dolphins as a backup. Emory Jones, I thought he was going to eventually be the starting quarterback for the Browns, but nope, not yet. He's a backup. Trey Lance with 88 speed, 89 excel. Even Kellen Mond. Jalen Jones doesn't really play. Khalid Williams is the new incoming dual threat quarterback. Ugalele is a dual threat. He has the speed to be a dual threat, but they don't really have to use him as a dual threat. Now, with that being said, when you look at these guys with the speed that can really do some things, to be special, these guys got to really better hurt you with your feet. Jackson is doing it. Kyler Murray is doing it. De'Aaron King was doing it in his short rookie year before he got hurt this year. Kevin Harvey is not really doing it. He has that elite speed to do it. But when you look at him, he's not a full-time starter. He hasn't really cracked that full-time starting role right now. So, yes, not there. But he has that elite speed to be able to do it. So we're going to eventually see if he can do it with the dual threat presence, right? And there's a difference between taking off when you have to or being able to scheme open and run your quarterback. So I think the guys that's in the league, the model right now is Lamar Jackson is the ultimate dual threat. Then it's Kyler Murray. And then honestly, I think it's De'Aaron King, even though he's only played one full season and he's been hurt in his second season. But I don't think we're gonna find any more quarterbacks that's really using their legs in a way that we think so. I thought Jaden Daniels would be that guy, and eventually he should be able to put a scheme together where he can dual threat him. And then that's that, man. But top quarterbacks, bro, when you got the guys that got the speed, you got to better do both. Simple as that. And that's that conversation, man. Again, I showed y'all the running backs. I showed y'all the quarterbacks. I showed y'all the receivers when it come down to stats, right? I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to, yes, I did. I mean to come here. I want to look at defensive players real fast. We're gonna go to tackles, and I'm gonna ignore the guys that've been in the league more than 5 years. All right. So let's go to tackles, and let's ignore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You're going to see this is the hard thing of this defense. And we're going to get to it. It's coming. Give me just get down here to these guys, the young boys. White. There's so many old veterans still in the league. All right, Isaiah Simmons, 453 tackles in 4 seasons, 3.5 seasons. I mean, there's so many old heads. I'm not gonna better get to. Let's go. Let's look at tackle for loss. Let's look at other things real fast. Look at this. Brian Mills, 75 tackle for losses in 3 seasons, bro. Isaiah Simmons, 68. Chris Jones, veteran. Vita Vey, kind of. Derek Brown, right on that cusp. He's good. Derwin James, 6 years. Deion. Devin White, sacks on the year right now in the career. Von Miller, as a seasoned veteran, 128. Chandler Jones, 127. Aaron Donald, 124. Cameron Jordan, 106. Myles Garrett, 102.5. Khalil Mack, 102.5. Outside of that, we got guys getting them. Let's look and see what the young boys is doing. Joey Bosa. Who's our young guy getting to the quarterback? Montez Sweat, still young, 55. Chase Young as well, 53. Nick Bosa, 51. Josh Allen, 50. Max Crosby, man, he got him playing with 49 sacks in his career. Bro, this guy is not a guy that anybody should be checking for, but he got him playing elite football.
He's got him playing real good.
Here we go. So look, Vicky D in 3 seasons with 50 and a half sacks. That's pretty good. Max Crosby, 49. Grump, 44 and a half. Clowney, old head. Patrick Falk at D tackle with 36 sacks on his career. Billy Mann, 33. Pharrell in 5 seasons, 32 and a half. Quiddy Pay, 32. Especially in some of these young boys. I think Basham should be up here. Montez Sweat, young. We've already seen them. Look, Carlos Basham, 51 and a half. The African, 39 and a half. Brian Burns, 36 and a half. Chris Orlando with 35 and a half. Quiet, 35 and a half. This is a really good DN right here too, man. Quietly. And then Greg Rose, man, since he got traded from the Ravens to the Bears, he's just been an animal. We need to take a look at his stats real fast. The #1 rated DN in the first draft. So he had 7 sacks for Baltimore in year 1. Then he comes in 10 and a half, 11, and he had 5 right now in 4 games. He's playing. He's a player. INTs. Derwin, Isaiah, Marcus Peterson, the old heads. All the old heads is here. But then you got Trey Brown in 3 seasons with 30 picks. Marlon Humphreys, 30 in 7 seasons. Davis, 29. Murphy, 29. Eddie Jackson. We looking at, look, Reed Blankenship from the sub linebacker position with the 27. Wiggins, 27. Jair Alexander, 25. Hamlin, 23 right now. Derek West. We don't talk enough about Derek West, my player, bro. This guy plays good football for this guy. 23 picks. Akuda with 22. Look at Albert's corner, Greg Newsom with 20 on the year in the NFC. This is NFC guys. Let's get to the AFC. Gilmore, old head Gilmore in his 13th season with 46. Brian Mills with 43 in 3 years. J.C. Horn with 39 in 3 years. Still got veterans. Derek Stingley with 31 in 2 years. Booker, Abrams, 29. J.C. Jackson, Bates, Lattimore, Wagner. I'm looking for another young guy that we could talk about. Safety. And then here's Tim Stewart, 24 in 2 years. Trill Williams, 24 in 3 years. Guys that you don't even expect, like Lamont Wade, man, 22 picks on it in a short 3-season career. And guys got their guys balling, but I would say this: when you look at the best defender in the league, it's so many good defenders on teams right now. But the fact that Brian Mills has the numbers he has, we got to give him. I think we got to just give him the usual respect in his short career. 21, look. 89 tackles, 18 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 14 picks. And it's been like that his entire career. 123 tackles, 34 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 14 picks. Last year he had 77 tackles, 18, 6 sacks, 11 INTs. He's added again, 26, 5, 1, and 4. And then you look at the trophy case, bro. I mean, the guy is the best defender in the league because he's the user. The user. Then you got J.C. Horn. To me, is the best corner in the league overall. Um, Now I know you got some linebackers in the league, but I still like Dylan Moses as the best linebacker in the league. But Surratt is real close to him, man. Some of y'all might not agree with me there, but trust what I'm telling you with these two guys, man. So let's take a look at tackles and tackles by linebackers right now. Let's see if we can get. Let's see if I can get around these old heads. Did I pass him already? You know what? Let's just do it like this. All right, so Surratt, 283, 38 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, 11 INTs in 3 years, right? 10 pass breakups, how many forced fumbles? Forced fumble 9, bro. That's a lot of forced fumbles. Watch this. Now let's get away from the old heads and talk about the guys that's been in the league, you know, the newcomers, right? So old head, and Malik Brown, 10 and the AFC. This is the AFC. 10 forced fumbles, bro, from the linebacker spot, middle linebacker. Bud Dupree, Chris Jones, Max Crosby from the defensive end spot has created 5 forced fumbles from the defensive end spot. That's very impressive. There you go, Chaz Surratt with 9 forced fumbles. And even with that, having those forced fumbles and the numbers I said, I still think Dylan Moses is the most impactful linebacker on anybody's team. I watch him play a lot. I played him a lot. When I played him myself, he is the most impactful defensive player he has. That guy gets to the football. He's fast. He can cover, and he's a lights out hitter, man. So, and that's the AFC in my opinion. And the NFC, you know, Isaiah Simmons is the best linebacker in the league, flat out. For the things he do, Boone's with him. It's like Brian Mills for T. Boone's that way with Isaiah Simmons when he uses her. And so you got some guys that got numbers now, flat out corners in the league. I do say J.C. Horn is the best corner in the league, and then I go to Denzel Ward is in that top 5 conversation. But like not using her, just leave your corner on the island by himself. Denzel Ward can get it done. Jair Alexander can get it done. Ramsey still can get it done. I think Derek Stingley can get it done. And we got a newcomer with Martin Johnson for the Dolphins that's getting it done right now, bro. He left on the island. Now, you know, I don't know if it's because they surrounded by really good veteran corners as well, but he's getting to the ball at a high level right now. Also, Mikal Wright for the Raiders. On a team where you don't really need big name corners, he did get a big name corner in him, and all he did with a big name corner was win the MVP in the Super Bowl. So we got some guys, man, that's up and coming. We're gonna get back to our top 5 and 10s and all that. I just want to show some stats, and I want to talk about swerve and running versus real running, and the fact that we can't hate on the swerve running because it's part of the game, and that not everybody can do it. Everybody has the opportunity, or you can do it because the game allows you to, but can you do it? That's the question. So shout out to T and what he does at a high level. Now let's get back to the football players, though. When it comes down to football game calling and managing games right now, I was take this league and pit it up against anybody's league when it comes down to guys lining up playing you in a football game. I think we got dogs all the way across the board in this league. And we could probably take on anybody's league, and most of you guys can go from my league to another league and be winners over there, playoff guys, even Super Bowl winners, where you're not getting to one over here in this league. That just tells you the competition level, where we at with it. And the best thing about my league to me, every year we get somebody hot. It's real life. Somebody's hot. Somebody playing at a high level that we don't expect to do it, and they step up and do it. Right now, the Dolphins is playing at a high level, and he got a big game right now against the Ravens right now. Tune in. This was a playoff matchup in the divisional round. We play good games every time we play. He was talking shit. He's saying he's the guy right now, and he, you know, gonna get over that hump and all that shit. And we locked in, man. We just came off a big loss, man. Big time game against the Raiders. When I'm done this game and then we get out of the week 4, we can come back and talk about all the games that was played and what happened in those games. But right now, tune in. Broadcast will be up real soon. And hits the franchise guru. I'm out of here. You hurt.